Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another bar by bar analysis here on my channel. Today is April 1st, 2022, and today we're looking at a 2000 tick chart. We have a 21 EMA here in blue, and we have a 200 EMA here in magenta. These are the only indicators that I use. I like to keep the chart as simple as I can. We come in marking a level of resistance of overnight highs at the top and support overnight lows at the bottom here. Very clear to see we have price action moving up before having a break with a sharp move working down below EMA. Prices come back up for the short-term trend with a break, looking for a new low of this overall downtrend. As the market opens for the day, prices push below EMA, find a little bit of support before coming back up here to the EMA with a new low. First entry short, second entry short that happens as prices hold EMA. We did have a break, an attempt at a new low, so we could argue that this downtrend has played out, but when that happens, we want to see how prices react at the EMA, and if EMA continues to hold prices, which they do, prices push above EMA, trap traders going long, and then reverse and finish with a close below EMA. You have room to the lows here. That's a place you can go short. Second entry short triggers and prices pull down to overnight lows, and that's a good quick first trade for the morning. Now, from what I can see, as prices continue to make new lows, we can try and find a downtrend here that's in play. I'm going to get rid of this short-term trend so it doesn't confuse us. Prices continue to push low to overnight lows. Short-term trend moving up with a break. First entry short. Prices pull back above EMA before failing off a key entry point. This isn't a terrible trade. If you have this channel in place, you have a lot of room down to the lows in a downward channel with prices holding below EMA. You have prices that come up and reverse back down. You have 200 EMA, which is also pushing down as well. I just mark this as a somewhat aggressive trade because you are going short into these overnight lows. That being said, you had a little bit of an overshoot here. You have room to these lows. You could enter an engulfing bar around this price level here as it breaks below this bearish bar. And that could be a second trade that you take for the day as prices continue to push down. Prices continue to move here. We have the new low, first entry short, second entry short, but now you're going short directly below these overnight lows. And you can also see we have this channel at play and prices aren't pushing to the opposite end of the channel, so that could indicate a sign that we're losing momentum. Prices push a little bit down. You might be able to squeeze a scalp out of there depending on how many points you're going for before prices come back up and close above EMA with a first break of the channel that we have in play here. Short-term trends moving up. We have a first entry short and very similar situation that we had here. Prices pull up trying to go long. We had that first entry short, prices pull up, and second entry short, another opportunity you could enter on an engulfing bar as it breaks below this bar. You are going short into the lows, these overnight lows, but with this downtrend in play, we have a break looking for a new low. You could sneak an order in here and you would have definitely gotten a scalp as prices push lower. Now at this point, the downtrend has played out, so we're not necessarily looking to go short anymore. We're expecting for prices to pull back up above the EMA and for prices to hold as we pull back up into this range. We have a new low with a first entry short and prices come back up to the EMA holding. No, there's a second entry short there, but again, we're not looking to go short. Some people could trade a failure trying to go back long, but EMA is flattening out. Prices could chop along here. We have to be very careful about trades that we're taking at this point. Not interested in going short below this bullish signal bar. So this is a trade that just leaves without us. Prices do make a lower high on this bar, but you're going short directly into the lows here. No room to get out. You're below overnight lows. Downtrend has essentially played out here, so not interested in taking a lower high either. Now with this downtrend played out, we are still looking for prices to push above EMA and push strongly up into this trading range. But what we're finding is a little bit of resistance here at the top. And as this EMA starts to flatten out, it's very clear that we are in a range. So you draw in a range with the EMA holding flat here in the midsection of the range, not looking to take any trades yet. We have a new low with a first entry short. Prices come up and really no opportunity for a second entry short just yet. There's a second entry short that could potentially trigger. Nice bearish signal bar coming off these overnight lows. This was somewhat of a similar trade that I think we took yesterday, that we argued we could have taken yesterday, as prices held off 200 EMA. This is a similar situation where you have this short-term uptrend working up with a break, move to a new high, first entry short, second entry short with room down to the EMA, anticipating prices to come back and potentially test this breakout area. That could be a trade that you end up taking. If you end up sneaking into it, you would have definitely gotten a scalp there. And with this bar here, some people could argue potential higher low. As this downtrend has played out, prices holding at EMA, we also have a potential uptrend at play here. I'd argue if prices push above this signal bar, that could be a higher low worth taking. Now, next bar forms here, and there's no trigger before prices kind of stack up a little bit and EMA flattens out, I would have taken out my order there. But if I back up for just 1 second here, when this bar prints, you do have a higher low. We have a break of this channel potentially looking to move high. Some people could argue potentially taking a trade here, but bars are stacking up just a little bit. We had these two bearish bars wanting to push back into this trading range. I'd be hesitant about trading a failed breakout here. Depending on how you enter this trade, it would have triggered before prices pushed strongly below EMA back into this trading range like I was just mentioning. This move was 6 ticks, so depending on how many ticks you're going for, you might have been in that trade, but if you're going for 2 points, you definitely would have been stopped out. Now, as prices push back down into this trading range, we have a very sharp move working down before prices find a short level of support. We also can't forget to draw our short-term trends here. Very strong move down with the break, move to a new low. So this downtrend has played out, looking for prices to push back above EMA, but we'll see how prices react. We have a new low. First entry short, prices come up. Second entry short, not the best bar to go short on, especially after this down move. I'm very hesitant about going short here. I would be interested in potentially trading a failure if one sets up. There's the trigger for second entry low or second entry short. So you have traders that are trying to go short, but that doesn't necessarily finish the best. I'd be hesitant to go long above this area. For those that end up trading a failure here, some people would be in this trade as it continues up and you get a scalp. I think if this signal bar was a little bit better, I would have looked at entering long there. And also you have more price action here. You could see we had an uptrend at play, and so people took this first entry short, second entry short into the short-term trend working up. But again, I would have liked a better signal bar to go long to get that scalp. Now, prices don't seem to hold above EMA long before pushing back down, and we have a double bottom here. We have this new high with a first entry long, second entry long, sucking traders in long, potential failure, nice signal bar. What I'm starting to see as well is we could have a bigger trend at play, and when we try and draw in a channel here to accommodate price actions, I'd be interested in going short here on this bar. Small risk, lower high, failed second entry long. You have a double bottom formed down here, but prices are continuously moving down. You have room to the lows. This is a trade I'd enter on. Now, fortunately, okay, I would have gotten stopped out. Let's see, 2275, 2175. So that's 4 ticks. That's 1 point. With the way I trade, I would have definitely been stopped out on that trade before prices push back up above EMA. We have a new low with a first entry short. Prices come up. Second entry short, prices don't come all the way down to the EMA before prices continue to move up. So that would have been an unfortunate loss, but we continue on regardless. Prices are moving up. So I have a channel drawn in with a break looking to make a new high. New high, first entry long, second entry long, but not looking to go long above this bearish bar. This bar finishing doji, not interested in going long above that bar. So there's no trigger here for a second entry long. There's a second entry long that triggers above this bearish bar. With this double bottom that we have, go ahead and mark that in. I could only assume that this downtrend that we've had for the day is potentially over. This channel isn't even necessarily confirmed because prices didn't continue to push lower like we expected them to. Prices are making higher highs and higher lows. With this break, short-term trend break, new low, prices holding above, higher low opportunity, expecting prices to move back up to test these overnight highs. I'd probably enter here as well. No trigger, so I wouldn't have been in this trade, but I would have been interested in going along here. And by this time, EMA is starting to flatten out. You can see EMA is cutting straight through these bars. Not interested in taking any trades here. We draw our trading range to help us stay out of any crazy trades. triple test of this bottom here before prices push up. That resets the count. So we have a first entry short as prices move down, new high with a first entry long, second entry long, strong bullish bar coming off a triple test support down here. The trading range is a little bit small. We could probably move it a little bit higher just with this extra price action. You have room to the highs. This could be another opportunity to go long. In these trading ranges, we have prices moving from top to bottom, top to bottom. We're expecting prices to go back up. I would have been in this trade. That would have been a very slow move, but I would have been able to scalp out 29.25 to 31. That's a 7 tick trade there. So I would have been out and prices continue to move back again to the top of this range. So that would have been a nice trade I would have taken. Prices are continuing to move in a range that we had drawn in before prices break to the low side. So not enough movement to make it up here to overnight lows. Prices are still holding below 200 EMA, so prices could definitely continue down. As we break out of this trading range here, we have a potential downtrend that's forming. And as prices work lower, we have a new low with a first entry short. Prices come back up to EMA. Nice bearish bar. Second entry short if there's a trigger below this bar. I like entering short there. I wish the EMA, that prices didn't close right on the EMA, but with that new low, first entry short, second entry short, looking for an overall new low for this downtrend. That's where I'd want to enter and easy scalp, potential runner if you're able to enter this. Prices move down and make that new low. So this downtrend is over. Not looking for any more shorts. Prices continue to work down a bit more. As we make new lows, I wonder if people would extend the channel here. New low, first entry short, second entry short. I think it'd be fairly aggressive to enter this short. If you have room to the lows, you could potentially enter here. You have a short-term trend working up with a break move to a new high. Downtrend is holding with prices holding as well. I would have entered there. Yep. Okay, so there is a scalp. No room for a runner, but you definitely have room for a scalp. So that would have been a nice trade, and I should have marked that before I continued on. Now we have a bigger downtrend at play. And the reason I extended it was because we had a break, new low. Prices tried pushing back up all the way down here. So that downtrend that we had was no longer valid. So I extended it a little bit more to accommodate the price actions. Price action, you can see prices are holding here at the bottom. And with this nice third touch of the resistance level, that confirms the channel at play. So now we have a break of this channel with the short-term trend moving up. New low, first entry short, second entry short, but you're not looking to go short below this bullish bar. Prices continue down low and make a new low. So this downtrend has played out. And by this time, it's 11:30. So I would have been done trading for the day. So that's ultimately where I'm going to stop the analysis for the day. I don't want this video to be too long. It's Friday. Usually by this time, a majority of people have stopped trading. You can see price action chopping up and down. I'm not really interested in taking any other trades, but you do have a nice strong move up here. I'm sure people could argue, hindsight's 2020. It's a lot easier to see. But as you have these moves up, prices pushing strongly above EMA with a new high, first entry long, second entry long. Some people will go long above that bar and get a scalp. Higher low opportunity, prices holding strongly. Some people go long here. Been in this trade, higher low, another trading opportunity. Aggressive, but that's what people would see. So some solid trades that have set up for today. If you were patient enough and you waited, you pulled the trigger on some trades, depending on if you were reading price action correctly, you would have had a good day for sure. I had some things I had to do this morning, so I unfortunately wasn't able to trade, but when I go back and I look bar by bar, price action seemed to be doing its thing pretty well. So extend these overnight lows here and you see prices come straight back to where we marked them earlier in the morning. So by no surprise, price action continues to show that it works very well. But ultimately, good trades. Definitely would have had a loss there based on how I was analyzing the market. But again, that just comes with the territory, and it is what it is. So if you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe, drop a like, and leave me a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and if this sort of analysis helps you become a better trader like it does for me. Feel free to share this video with a friend, a trading buddy, anyone that wants to learn the market, because it never hurts to have an additional resource. I hope you all have a great weekend. There are some days I'm not going to be able to trade next week. I don't know which ones they are, but I will be working some of those days. So be flexible with me next week, but more videos to come. I hope you all enjoy your weekend, and until next time, thanks for watching.